In this episode of Down the Road We Go, we take a day trip up to Tucson, Arizona from Benson and visit the Pima Air Museum. So come along for the ride as Down the Road We Go. Today's the 24th of February and we're in Benson, Arizona, and it's cold again.
I didn't pick up my name.
Yeah, I'm leaving that in, but it's getting bleed.
Oh, I got it. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's got it. The is in the back seat.
It's on the floor. Can't say the damn thing.
We're all on camera here. It's a beep, 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 beep. Blooper reel.
Oh, you definitely didn't put that in there just in case.
Yeah. Jesus. Beep. Okay, again, we're in Benson. It's February 24th. We're heading to the Pima Air Museum in Tucson. Down the road we go. If we could get it right one time, it would be nice.
We did.
There we go. Not that, just the whole start. Here we go. Let's see, did I unplug? Yeah, I unplugged the truck. Okay.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto San Pedro Trail.
To your right at the...
Yes, near.
Oh, look at the snow.
Yeah. We're in the San Pedro motorhome and RV park. Really nice dog run down here, although it lacks a little bit of green and grass. But all the snow up on the mountains is beautiful. Unfortunately, the snow means cold, and it's been cold down here. Heater didn't work. Had to get up, pull the fuse out, stick it back in, and then it started to work. It's one of those fuses that it's more like a circuit breaker. So I think I'm going to take Ray's advice and take that out, put a 15 ampere in, and see what happens. Well, that's a nice little camper right there. This is a nice place. It's clean. But if you try to get anything in over 30 foot other than the pull-throughs that they have up here, it's really, really tight. Anyway, it's really tight, but they do have a swimming pool, indoor, heated, with a hot tub. This is how we'll get out tomorrow morning.
Oh, isn't it cute? Look at it go.
In 600 feet, turn left onto Arizona 80 West.
Get a big robe or something, I guess. They need to move that thing. I about hit it last time.
Here's the host.
Anyway, here we go. Talk to you later.
Take the next left onto Arizona 80 West.
Okay, I thought everyone should know this, that if you come into Benson, you always want to come in from the west side. Do not get off of I-8 or I-10 on the east side of Benson. If you're heading west, get off on the west end. Don't get off on the east end because there's a tunnel you have to go through right here. That is, you can lose your air conditioner and some other stuff. It's pretty tight through there. So always come off on the west end, the end that I'm heading, and then double back down here if you're coming to this park. Don't get off on this end. Okay? Public service note of the day. As we took off from Benson, up I-10 heading west towards Tucson, the ride was really beautiful. We've never seen so much snow the whole winter, and here we are in the desert. Go figure. So enjoy the scenery as we take this short ride to Tucson and the Pima Air Museum. Here we go.
Merge onto I-10 frontage road, then turn right onto South Wilmot Road.
Okay, we just got here to Pima. Little car show out here. Pretty cool. Okay, this is the start of the Pima Air Museum. This is the first building you come into after buying your tickets. Just kind of general different airplanes here and there. We'll learn a bit about every one of them, I guess, as we go on. We're going to concentrate on the inside buildings more today, because last year we were outside most of the day, and today's a cool day, so we're going to kind of take a look around inside. It would be the back-end business end of a B-52. I don't think you'd want to come up on the rear end of him. Might not like it. Okay, there's a BD-5. It's a little single place, kind of a homemade jet. And this one I doubt was, but there was one similar to it used in a James Bond movie where it flew through a hangar. And I don't think they fly very long. They don't hold a lot of fuel. And that's the little jet engine coming off the tail there. Not much of a jet engine, but they're pretty quick. An older Blue Angels. That was probably, the Blue Angels flew those probably in the 50s, since in the 60s they were in Phantoms. This is a Air Force version of the F-4 Phantom, painted up Thunderbird style. And the navies were blue just like that other, like the Blue Angels, but same airplane. Here's your basic Vietnam gunship. Little minigun, rocket pods, 132 Zoomies. Single jet engine. A lot of these hit the dirt hard. Pretty cool little minigun, isn't it? Yeah, it's cut open so that you can see what it looks like. An axial flow jet engine. Pretty cool. It's not very big. A lot of different uses for them now. A lot of these are used in these hydroplanes. You know, these big high-speed hydroplane boats. They use these old because they've got a gear reduction box on them. Here's one of the engines out, Shirley. It's all together. Here's their Vietnam display of different articles. A map of Vietnam, different bases. It caused a little hate and discontent with that. You still see these flying around, Shirley. They fly over the house all the time.
Yeah.
With the radar and stuff on top. It's like a big alien sitting up there.
Ejection seat was still in the aircraft.
You hope
That happened up here over New Mexico.
This is an SR-71. That's the Blackbird, normally called the Blackbird. And this looks like a test bed or something that's underneath it here. It's not part of the aircraft. This thing was made out of titanium, and none of the plates were actually real close together because of expansion. They had to expand when they were up flying because they were flying so high in the atmosphere. It heated up almost cherry red. And so when they were on the ground, they leaked like a sieve. Fuel just ran out of them. As you can see, this one doesn't have any fuel anymore, but it's still leaking a little bit. So they would put just enough fuel to get it up in the air, and it'd have to go in-flight refuel after it flew for a while and got a little warmed up. Then it didn't leak anymore because the panels would come closer together. Big airplane. Great big motors. Afterburners. I don't know what the classified speed is, but I think it will go maybe 3.5 times the speed of sound. Speed of sound is 750 miles an hour, so you figure that out. A-10 Warthog. His actual real name was the Thunderbolt, but everybody called it the Warthog. With a huge Gatling gun that took up a lot of the aircraft underneath. That and the ammo. Look at the size of the gun. That's that gun that's sticking out the nose right there. Something else. Then I guess that piles and piles and piles of ammo. These were almost the stuff of B-17s. They'd get all shot up and still get it back to base. There's a couple of them shot up in the Iraqi war that made it back, and you know, half the wings gone. So, pretty tough airplane. Cobra gunship. And an S-3B Viking. They land these on aircraft carriers. Can you imagine that? They had to fold the wings to get them on there. They're electronic surveillance and that sort of stuff. It was designed in the late 60s, replaced the S-2 tracker. Boeing AH-64 Apache cockpit weapons and emergency procedures trainer. When I was in training in Millington, Tennessee, as a mechanic, a jet mechanic, back in the 60s, this was the type of aircraft we had to turn up as one of our final tests. So it was the first airplane I'd ever turned. In other words, which means I started it up and we ran through some tests on it on the ground and then shut it down. Pretty cool experience. Scary the first time, but I had fun. From there on, I went to turning up all different kinds of airplanes as a mechanic and as an electrician. Okay, this is the B-17 Flying Fortress hangar. 390th Memorial Museum. That would be a squadron. There's the B-17. One airplane. This is just like the Memphis Belle.
Oh.
Same airplane. Which the Memphis Belle should be coming out of restoration either this year or next. This is the type of bomb loads they had. Oh, okay. So it finally came out of restoration.
Yeah.
This year.
Well, they hauled it out of. They took it away from Memphis.
Oh yeah, I know. I was on the Memphis Belle Association. I was one of the ones that wanted the Air Force to take it.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad to know it's out. I guess we're going to have to make a trip to Wright Pat.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Let's check this one out. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Have a good day. I'd hate to be back there. You talk about claustrophobic. Really one outstanding airplane. All of the B-17s. A lot of young kids died in them, but a lot of young kids came back because of the airplane. They'd come back with a tail section completely shot off and they'd still fly. Unreal. These are just a few of the people that flew these B-17s in this squadron during World War II. Yep. B-24. I had a friend that flew these in World War II.
B-24s?
Yes. He flew out of Italy.
Okay.
He was like, I think he was like 19 or 20.
Over on the back wall behind the hurricane
Mhm.
is some information from the squadrons that flew out of North Africa, and I think they transferred to Italy.
Yeah, he's probably.
There's some information on the wall.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I would imagine knowing him, he spread some hate and discontent. So, thank you. I'll take a look back there. Is it against the wall over here?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just can't imagine Lomax flying.
Not as tall as he.
Yeah. How he got in it. That's the hard part. Yeah. That friend I was talking about, we used to fly rail control airplanes together, really great guy and real tall. It's like, I just wondered how he got in there. He never lost an airplane, so he never had to bail out of one. So, I would think it'd be a problem trying to get out quick. Go back over here and take a look at the squadrons. This is a B-29 Super Fortress. Sentimental Journey. It's a little dark up in here, but we'll see if we can see it. There's a gun turret there. Obviously somebody controlled that from someplace else. That's a big bomb bay. This is the type of airplane that dropped the atomic bomb. It's not the airplane, but it's the type. I always thought the B-24 was just the cool, or B-25 was just the coolest airplane. B-24 looks like a big whale flying along. This looks like a shark, you know? It's a beautiful airplane. Thanks for coming along as we take a quick look at the Pima Air Museum in Tucson, Arizona. If you're ever in the area, it's a great place to stop and spend a day. So thanks for coming along, and I hope you enjoyed the ride. Thanks for watching Down the Road We Go. If you're new to our channel or you just want to make sure you see all our videos, make sure you click the little subscribe button on our logo, and make sure also you ring the little bell, and that way YouTube will notify you whenever we put up a new video. So thanks for coming along for the ride, as down the road we go.